Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Podcast. Today we are talking about the movie that is literally taking over the box office since it came out both here and in Japan, and that is the newest Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle.
Yay!
Woo! Casey is an EP girl.
I am. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Yes.
So we saw Infinity. So I know a few episodes back we talked about season 1 of Demon Slayer. We do have future episodes to talk about each season. We are gonna skip ahead to Infinity Castle because when we got to do it while we remember it, because apparently it's not gonna be on Crunchyroll until next year at the earliest. At the early, and that's even if they put it on there. And I'm like, what do you mean? If you put it on there, like, I need that the second you take that out of theaters. I need that available to watch because I want to watch it again.
Me too, and I want to watch it again where I can pause it if I need to, because holy crap, that is a long movie.
It's a 2.5, little over 2.5 hour movie. And what I think is kind of crazy is because, like, a lot of movies that are usually like super long, you get an intermission, and there was so much happening in Infinity Castle at all times that I'm like, yeah, we could have used a break.
Yes, we definitely could have used a break. Luckily I did read the manga, so I knew what was going on, because I had to pee really, really bad. Like, I maybe like an hour in, and I was like, I'm not going to make it through the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
But luckily I was like, okay, I already know what happens. So I didn't miss too much, but there's a lot going on in this movie. You have a lot of fights. There's a lot of key players in this movie. Key demons come into play.
Yeah, we get a lot of, which is funny because, like, so we ended season 4 is before this movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The training arc.
Yeah, the Hashira training. So we end season 4 with literally everybody getting pretty much sucked into the Infinity Castle. So I was curious to see, like, how, because normally when you add a lot of characters and you're like, okay, we're making it a movie, you normally, like, either brush over certain ones or you lose certain things. This definitely was like a part 1 situation, because we did not get to all of everybody that's literally just free falling through the Infinity Castle. We did, however, get a lot of screen time with my favorite character, which is Giyu. 10 out of 10. My boy got his little, what was the little mark that they get when they're in like a certain state?
Oh, yeah, his little, I forgot what it's called.
I always want to call it a demon mark because that's what it looks like, but he literally got his out of irritation because his back hurt from falling through the Infinity Castle, and he was mad. And I'm like, same. That's how I feel about work. Like, we're gonna get this done because now I am tired and irritated.
Yes. Giyu, I love Giyu and Tanjiro have the best relationship, I feel like.
They're such a good duo.
Yes, they are, because they're so opposite but like so similar too.
Yes.
And Tanjiro is just a sweet little sunshine baby.
Listen, I know Tanjiro underneath that kimono of his is like absolutely jacked. Like, I don't think there's a more muscular person besides maybe Tengen. But his little baby face, I just want to squeeze his little cheeks. And then one of my favorite parts is literally like when they're like, I have to remember what they were doing. I think it was when Giyu first like found Tanjiro in the Infinity Castle, and Tanjiro was just like, in his mind, he's like, oh my god, Mr. Giyu is so cool. He probably thinks I'm not that cool, but like, look at how cool he is. And then Giyu is just like blank faced. There's like not a single thought in that head. Like, he's already calculating stuff. He's not even paying attention to Tanjiro, and Tanjiro's just like Oh
Tanjiro's
my
so
god.
I will say that Ufotable is amazing when it comes to like I mean the whole like manga to anime adaptation is like so good.
Hmm.
And they do like such a good job because like in the like my favorite thing about Demon Slayer is when they do the little beady eye characters.
Oh my gosh.
And like they do that
10 out
like
of 10.
they look just like they do in the manga and it's so funny. I think that they did an amazing job. Ufotable always does an amazing job, I think. I
Yeah.
mean,
I love when they do the BDI thing too, because like their eyes usually are like each of them have such a unique color and shape. Like I love that Tanjiro's are kind of like an octagon shape, like his pupil is an octagon shape. And then he's got these pretty like purple eyes. So when the beady eyes comes in, it's just like no
they
thoughts.
all look so silly.
They do. I love when Nezuko has her little beady eyes and she's just like she's like tiny.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's the most adorable ever. Um yeah, but this arc you get to we get to revisit Akaza, which is fun. And
Yes.
we get a long drawn out
We get
fight
his
with him.
entire,
Oh my
not
god,
only do
his
we get a
fucking backstory
huge
was
fight, but yeah, we get his entire backstory. Now, for those of you who don't watch, Akaza is, which spoiler alert, which you should already know, he is the one that literally punched a hole through Rengoku.
mhm.
Like,
And then
I,
fled the scene.
and then fled the scene and left Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu absolutely devastated. And like that was season 2, the end of season 2.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
because
technically
season
Mugen Train. Yeah.
yeah. So absolute devastation. Did not look like he had any remorse or regret for that matter. But I remember when I was watching through it with Wyatt, he was like, this demon is like one of the most like hated demon like in the time that had come out
Mm-hmm.
because he had punched a hole in Mr. Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Little sunshine baby. Little flame baby. I don't know what it is with spoiler alert for One Piece. I don't know what it is with flame boys getting turned into donuts because the same thing happened to Ace. And I had literally finished watching Ace and Rengoku get murdered within the same week. And I was like, I'm not okay. Like, why did it line up like that? I hate this for me. We go in, and I mean, like, I really like Akaza's design. I like all like the different like little like lines and stuff he has. And
He's a
then because
basketball.
yeah, he does look like a little basketball. I also like that he has like a very Luffy esque like vest top happening. Um, but we get his entire backstory, which is absolutely devastating. I didn't think I was gonna cry over a demon in Demon Slayer.
Yeah, he definitely has like the most horrendous backstory out of all the demons. Did I think that the backstory needed to be half of the damn movie? No. I get it. Listen, I get it. But like he was gonna die anyways.
Yeah. I
Um
as somebody who's never read the manga, I actually really like I think this movie could have been 2 movies.
I think so too, because that was a
So,
lot. It was a lot.
yeah. I think it would have been really interesting if we had got Akaza's backstory and kind of like arc in one movie and then everything else in the other because
Mm-hmm.
his section alone was so long. And I again, beautiful backstory. He like there first of all, I'm just going to point out there's a lot of suicide happening in this movie. Like
There's a lot of death
every
happening in this
there's a
movie.
lot of death, but like every time we got into anybody's, and then Akaza had like 3 people he knew suicide, and I'm like, oh my god, this poor. No wonder he's a demon. I would also be a demon at that point. I'd be like, you know what? Fine, take me. I don't want to be human anymore. Humans suck. Get me out of here. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of suicide. But I think if his had just been like a movie or like a 3 episode like supplemental series kind of thing, then the actual Infinity Castle movie could have been under 2 hours for sure.
Yeah, because like the actual Infinity Castle arc, like not including the backstories, is like not that long. Like I was really honestly surprised because I've read the entire manga.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they did like a movie for the Infinity Castle because the next arc is called, I think, the Final Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I figured that would have been a movie because it's like like they're fighting Muzan in this last arc. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Like
yeah.
I would have
Like
thought that
final
would
battle
be,
build up kind of
yeah,
situation.
like it would be like, oh, this is like the big movie. I do think that Demon Slayer does kind of do their like since Mugen Train, they've just done shit weird like with their
Yeah.
movies and their series because they made Mugen Train into a movie and then put it into the fucking series. Um
Yeah. Which is a
so
weird move.
yeah, they did a lot of like weird, like not traditional like anime like things, I feel like.
Yeah, and just like non-traditional like show stuff cuz typically like with a lot of shows or franchises, I should say, like you do the show and then you maybe do a couple of movies after the show is quote unquote over kind of situation. Like I don't know if I've watched anything besides maybe the Marvel Cinematic Universe where you have movies and then you have shows and then you do another movie and then you do a show. Like the back and forth is a bit
It's
odd.
yeah, it's very strange. Like I don't know if it's like a newer style of like the with the anime because like they I don't think that they usually have done this before. I mean, I could be wrong, but to me it seems like, and a lot of the like move I mean at least like for My Hero Academia, all of the movies are like not canon to the actual like main series.
Ah, okay. They're just like a fun, like here's an
Yeah.
offshoot of something that could have happened or something they wanted to explore in the universe, but not necessarily have
Like
to
part of
tie
the main,
in.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it's interesting the way they do it, but I'm wondering if they're gonna make a movie for the Final Sunrise or if they're gonna make that into a season. I
I
don't
think
know.
from what I've seen, it's gonna be a season. Which again, it would make sense if they just continued the rest of it with movies,
Well, I mean,
but
because there's only one more arc, so like if they might as well just make the last one a movie. I feel like.
yeah, like why bother unless for whatever, godforsaken reason they wanted to stretch out anything, which I think would be silly because they haven't stretched out anything thus far.
It's not Attack on Titan where they're like part one of
Yeah,
five.
season 4 part 1, season 4 part 65 and you're like,
I'm like, when is it
okay.
gonna end?
Never. And then like the parts get like shorter and shorter and shorter and you're like, why did you not just release it as a whole season?
Right. They're like, this last part is an hour. I'm like, okay, why did you do that? Why did you do
Yeah.
that? Why
Like
did
with
you do
Stranger
that?
Things, them going, oh, we're going to break it into 3. And I'm like, why don't you do us all a favor and just release the entire season all at once?
Yeah, how about you just not, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I kind of get it because they do, like, it keeps the hype alive for longer, but still, it's like, I can only be waiting so long, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then sometimes, depending on, like, Stranger Things is releasing in December.
On Christmas.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, I get like most of the world is indeed like slowing down and everybody's on vacation. I work retail and literally like Christmas may be over, but now I'm in inventory prep, so now I'm still living at work. I still have long shifts and long days. So it's going to be one of those things where like I want to sit down and watch it, but I get home, pass out, and then I will eventually get to it like 2 months after it releases.
Hmm.
So that's the only reason I don't like when they like either release it weekly like our traditional TV show, which your streaming service, and I have waited 2 years for this. That's kind of ridiculous. Or release it all in one shot. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like those should be your options. Don't release it like, oh, the
Which they
first
used
three
to do.
episodes. And you know what's funny is because Netflix is the one that created this. This is a tangent. Netflix is the one that created this problem because they're the originators of I'm just gonna give you the whole season right now.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. But then like they can't keep up with that, which is understandable, but also like you're taking 2 years in between seasons. I'm used to shows like Supernatural where I get 24 episodes a season and I get one whole season a year.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean I have to wait 2 years? What do you mean? And then I also hate too when they're like, you know what? This show's not doing very well anymore. We're just not gonna make the last season. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're gonna or the we'll make one season and that's it.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
mean?
that's always fun.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Infinity Castle. We did get a very small, tiny morsel of Casey's husband,
Yeah, like a
Tengen.
split second of him,
Like
and
a blink and you'll miss it.
uh, but he looks beautiful as always.
He does. He did look very beautiful. I love when his hair is down.
Me too, with the eye patch. Oh
Yeah.
my
And
god,
he
that
was in
man's
like his I always call it a bathrobe. It's not a bathrobe. I'm pretty sure it's like a gi situation, but it's in like a dark maroon color. It screams rich man's bathrobe to me, which is okay because I like him in that bathrobe. He's
I
allowed to wear that whenever he wants.
he can wear nothing. I wouldn't care either.
That's fair.
I love that man so much. um, I'm sad that he's retired from the Hashira life, but you know the man only has one hand, so what can you do?
And he's alive, so
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
could you
that's
ask
true.
for more, you know?
That's true because it's hmm there's a
Yeah,
lot
cuz
of bad
yeah.
things happening.
Yeah, RIP to Shinobu.
Yes, she got
She's
absorbed.
she got absorbed
And let me just say that,
by
like, okay,
yes.
Ufotable, I, so, like, when I read the manga, I was like, okay, you know what? I know this is like, maybe I'm a bad person, but I like Doma as a character. I think he's like, just, and
I think he's so much fun.
I think he's so silly. He's a silly guy.
He
And,
reminds me of Mahito from
yeah, no, he
JJK.
literally like is the exact same.
The
Like he does
same
not have a sad
energy.
backstory. Like he literally has just always been kind of a little dickhead.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm a
And
trouble person. I know that about me.
and so when they announced that, I forgot what his name is, but he voices the character Light from Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing voice actor. He also voices one of the twins in Haikyuu.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's a phenomenal voice actor, and I was like, that is the, like, when, like, the first time you see Doma and like I heard his voice, I literally like almost like screamed. I loved it. I was like, this is the best choice they could have given him for the voice actor. I was so happy.
Yes. And I
Yeah, I love
love,
him.
random fact, I love his rainbow eyes.
I know, they're so
They're
cool.
so cool. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, even though
He's
he absorbed Shinobu, which, you
yeah,
know.
like he literally like hugged her and was just like, I'm going to absorb you now. Like it was crazy. Like it felt like seeing like something in nature like absorbing like a bug.
Yeah, like a snake
Where
swallowing
yeah, where it's like
something.
this is really gross, but also I can't look away. Like I have to watch it from like start to finish. Which we did. We got to see the whole absorption.
Yeah.
I also like that he's got because if you've never seen JJK and you've never seen Demon Slayer, he's got this very like he's very carefree
Yeah.
and that
He's
like
just
he
a silly
doesn't
guy.
he's not serious in the least bit. Like literally when Shinobu first like finds him in his like little like water bridge room thing that he's in, she's horrified because he's surrounded by a bunch of bodies of a bunch of young girls because he's eating them, and she like rescues one, and he was like, "Oh, you can just leave her right there. I'll get to her in a minute. Like, thanks. Like, thanks for like saving my snack, but like, I'll get to her. Don't worry. She won't go to waste." And I'm like,
I
oh,
also love him and Akaza's like first interaction together because Akaza just
yeah,
fucking hates him.
with a
Which
passion.
I mean, most of them, which is funny because he's the second upper rank moon and he's
Yeah,
he's just a silly guy, you know.
he
He
is a
just
silly
doesn't he
guy,
just doesn't
and
his
he
like
just
blood demon art form though is like pretty crazy because he can like turn like blood into ice and like
yeah,
freeze everything.
and like
um
freeze like the blood like inside of you
yeah,
as well.
so you could
Like,
like slowly just die.
yeah,
Yeah, he definitely has like a really crazy one, but he's just a silly guy, you know. I know people don't like him. He made a mistake, you know. Whatever.
yeah. I also love that he just like is one of those guys that like is like, if you say, "Oh, so and so doesn't like you," he's like, "Me? No, everybody loves me. How could you
Yeah,
not
he thinks
like me? Look
everybody
at
loves
me."
him.
Yeah, he thinks like everybody's like his biggest fan and doesn't any like sarcasm or like sharp-witted, comeback or anything just like bounces off of him. He's just like,
Hmm.
"You love me. That's so good for me," Like,
It's like, do
he's
we
so
though?
funny.
He is
Yeah.
funny. I like him. I know people don't like him, but I think he's. I mean, I also don't like Mojito, and some people like him, so I guess it's like the
I
same
love
thing.
Mojito.
So does Jamie. Jamie loves him.
Mojito. I know it must be a Jamie thing. Cause yeah,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like. I like that cause I guess because like I could never be like that, but any character that is very like doesn't care about anybody's opinion, is very like selfish and self-absorbed, but like has this weird like tone of like being, again, like I said, like carefree.
Hmm.
Which is like, oh, what a wonderful day! I'm gonna murder all these people, and then like you throw somebody their direction, and they're like, ah, a gift for me, thank you.
Yeah, they're like same character, different font.
Yeah, quite literally. Doma is just the rainbow version.
Yeah, Doma's just a
Mahito.
silly guy.
Doma also has a way better outfit than Mahito. Mahito has this weird like poncho sweater thing, which is the only thing I don't like about his character design. His like mom sweater that he wears, like, I'm like, no. Whereas Doma has like a compression blood red top, and then like the classic like white, what do they call? I always want to call them karate pants. They're not karate pants, but you know what I mean. Um, and I like that his little like blood splatter on his head. It kind of looks like a beret.
It does look like a beret. I'll say
So
he
every
has
time,
beautiful hair.
yeah. To be fair though, most demons do. Most
Yeah,
demons
they
have
do.
great hair.
Honestly, and so do the Hashiras. All of them have beautiful hair.
Oh my god, the Hashiras, man, I I don't know how any of them like function. They're all too beautiful.
They are.
Um Kanroji throws me off though, because like she's got the cutest little face. She's got pink and green hair, and then the second it zooms out just enough, she's got this big hole in her top that her
Hmm.
boobs are just like there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whoa."
She got some titties on her.
Yeah. Are they nice? Yes, but it throws me off because she's the only one with her titties out, because what's her name burned the uniform. Shinobu.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shinobu was like, "Yeah, they gave me that one too," and I said no. And I'm like, 10 out of 10, Shinobu. I applaud you for that. Also, like, everybody's little, like, gi that they, or their kimono that they wear. Why does everybody's have to come with a tragic backstory?
Because they hate you.
Yes.
And it's gonna get worse. I'm just letting
Ugh.
you know.
Yeah, because, like, so, like, in the, like, regular seasons, I think it was season 3? 2? 2. 4? 4. think it was 4 when we learned Giyu's backstory. Giyu is the one, he's got a split kimono
Hmm.
happening. And one of them was from his sister who died. And then the other one was from like his best friend, right? Who also died. And so he
Yeah.
was just like, I am. Luckily, they were like the same size because it would drive me insane if one sleeve was smaller than the other. But he was just like, I'm going to wear both of them in honor. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this man. And then we get to Shinobu's, and she was like, this was my big sister who died to like save me and the other ones. And I'm gonna avenge her. Spoiler alert that we find out in Infinity Castle, she did not avenge her. She
She does not
actually
avenge her.
died.
She just joins her in the afterlife.
Yeah, so like they're together, but they've also she's horrified her like I guess her protege, right? Because I mean they're not like blood sisters, but like they're basically
Oh
sisters.
yeah,
So
Kanao.
Kanao is has to watch Doma absorb her sister like a snake swallowing a mouse. And she like was like standing there in terror, watching the whole thing, much like the rest of us, because it's one of those things you can't look away. Um, but yeah, so I also like that we got a little bit of Zenitsu's kind of backstory, but like the one of the demons end up being the Zenitsu's like I guess like equal would be a term. They were both training for like the same position, but like Zenitsu could only master like the first part, whereas the other one, I can't remember his name, could literally master everything else. And so like Zenitsu's grandpa was like, "Ooh, you guys are both terrible, but I guess you're both gonna have to take up the mantle because you can't do what the other can." Um, and then Gramps unalived himself, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then this same boy is the reason that what's his name? The blind one. I don't remember what his name is.
Guillaume.
Guillaume is the reason Guillaume lost basically his quote unquote family because that same boy was like, I'll let the demons have you if that means that I can escape and become powerful. And I'm like, can you imagine being a big enough problem that two of these Hashiras are the reason that you're the reason they are the way they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, his that one was sad. I did like that he got to avenge, is that the right word?
Yeah, yeah, because he basically got to fight the demon form of him, and you know he was like, "Just kill me," and Zenitsu was like, "I will, thank you."
Yeah, and he's like, and I'm gonna be awake too.
Yeah, yeah. Zenitsu, like, it's kind of crazy because every time we've seen him locked in, he's literally been dead asleep, and I'm like, how does that work? I mean, I don't understand, but it is what it is. But yeah, the fact that in the trailers, I was like, oh no, he's awake and locked in,
Mm-hmm.
bruh. It was some serious like Thor, God of Thunder situations happening in that battle with him and that demon. I'm like, that was crazy. I've never seen Zenitsu so locked. I didn't know he could be that locked in. To be
Oh,
fair,
he was locked in and ready.
yeah, that was an incredible fight. And I every fight in this movie, honestly, 10 out of 10, chef kiss. I was not bored ever in this movie. It was just a
There's
very
like
long
no
one.
downtime in this movie.
No, that was like the thing too, because we went and saw it in the Japanese sub. So we're having to like read and pay attention. And like, I mean, luckily, like my skill for that is high enough that like it wasn't a huge struggle. But like, I know for like Brooke, who doesn't watch anything in Japanese, she was like, I don't know what's happening, but the pictures are nice. And I'm like, oh,
You're like, demon
okay.
bad, demons bad,
Yeah, yeah.
Hashira good.
Hashira good, and then you can tell when somebody won or lost. Um, but yeah, I really loved Giyu and Tanjiro's battle. That one was really cool. I love that, again, we got to hear a lot of Tanjiro's internal thoughts, where he's like, wow, Mr. Giyu is like whenever, because they're both using like water technique, and he's like, wow, he's making sure to use a technique so that it doesn't hit me but it still hits the demon, and that's so cool, and he's so smart. And I'm like, same, Tanjiro, I'm literally thinking the same things. And then Giyu's just like locked in and just has no thoughts, just battle.
No thought, just battle.
Yeah, and then my favorite is when Giyu's sword breaks at one point, and then he's on the floor, and like the demon is like giving his big like evil villain speech as he's like planning to like kill Giyu, and Tanjiro's like sneaking up behind him, and Giyu's like, oh my god, he doesn't sense Tanjiro. That's amazing. Tanjiro's gonna get the jump on this guy, and we're gonna win. And then Tanjiro goes, I'm gonna kill you! And like, Tanjiro,
Tanjiro's so silly.
no, he's
He just
this is
a
where
baby.
he is just a baby, but I also just want to strangle him at the same time.
Yeah, I feel that.
Tanjiro is literally like the equivalent to like Pochita from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, he's just a little
it's,
baby.
it's just a little baby. He's the cutest thing you've ever seen, and
Also
he's
ripped
very
as fuck.
dumb. But yeah, he's like, don't test him because strong, ripped, can and will chop your head off if necessary.
Yes.
What would you rate the movie?
I would give it
Because
a
you're
9 out of 10.
same.
I think that if it was not 2.5 hours long, it would be a 10 out of 10. But anything longer than like an hour and a half really just throws me off.
Yeah, I think truly they should have done an intermission.
Yeah,
Like
or like
I
two parts or something.
yeah, like I think it's fine that like it was, they wanted you to see all of this in one shot, but I really think an intermission, just like a 10-minute like let people go pee, let people throw their trash away kind of situation, or even just to like look at a blank screen for 10 minutes instead of
Yeah.
trying to like read and like look and like, I mean, the everything is like constantly moving in this movie. There's like no downtime to rest your brain or your eyes. You're just on the go for the full 2.5 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. Like from start to finish.
Yeah, but it was very good. I am really glad we did see it in Japanese.
Me too, because I can't
um
stand it in English.
yeah, and like that, because I watched the entire series in Japanese, so like seeing it just like cements everything further in my brain. I know when Brooke and I went and saw the quote unquote JJK movie, which was just the hidden inventory arc episodes squished into a movie. Um, and we saw it in English because I asked her, I go, English or Japanese? And she goes, English. And I'm like, okay. And I like, there's certain voices, because like all over TikTok and stuff like that, you hear at least I hear the English version more than the Japanese version for a lot of stuff. But some voices, like get those, are not, they pick the wrong English voice actor. I haven't really watched any of Demon Slayer in English. I have heard Tanjiro and Zenitsu in English, and a little bit of Inosuke, which I know is Casey's favorite English voice actor.
Mm.
I do enjoy seeing their particularly Bryce Papenbrook's convention videos, because he's just always screaming, which I think
He's
is
always screaming.
absolutely hilarious. Um, but yeah, it's just like something I feel like too, you lose a lot of the emotion. Like, not a lot of, in my opinion, not that I am an anime expert by any stretch of the imagination, I think you lose a lot of like the emotion that the Japanese version has.
Yeah. Yeah, you
And
really do.
I think the only one that I would say is like top tier that you could watch in both Japanese and English is Don Da Don.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've watched it both. I've watched both seasons in English and in Japanese, and they have done a very good like job in picking certain words to help emulate what they're trying to say, and like also translating like the slang to be like, because like obviously English most of the time you're gearing towards like an American audience, so they'll like pick words that are slightly more American instead of like what the Japanese would use. So I would say that's the only one I've seen. I don't necessarily care for JJK's English version. I like some of the quotes and stuff like that, but it's not my favorite, and I've never listened to Demon Slayer. One Piece is also a really good one, but I feel like One Piece is the exception because it's so long that if you listen to it in your native language is the only way you're going to get through it.
Yeah, unless you're unemployed.
Yeah, I think once I become a weekly watcher for One Piece, then it'll just be purely in Japanese. But I'm a binge 30 episodes in one shot while I'm sewing
Mm-hmm.
viewer. So, no Japanese for me. And I remember when I told Wyatt that, he was like, "You could do it in Japanese. I mean, you don't really need to know what they're saying." And I'm like, "Wyatt, yes, I do. I need to know when they're like, oh, we can't find Luffy. Maybe he's dead. Like, I need to know
Right.
if they're
I need to know
saying
what's
that."
going on here.
Yeah, like I can't just like, because again, I'm not. I maybe if I was looking at it, but I'm not even looking at it. I'm literally like listening to it audiobook style. So I'm like, no, we will not be doing that. Um, but yeah, I also really like Back to Infinity Castle. What's the snake Hashira's, the one with the
Obani.
snake?
Obani.
Oh, Obani. I love him, and oh my god, what's her name? I said
Mitsuri.
it.
Or Karoji,
Yeah,
yeah.
Karoji. Them. It was like because Wyatt actually asked me a while back. He's like, "Do you ship them?" And I'm like, "I don't know anything about Obani, like except that he has two different colored eyes and has a snake and wears bandages on the lower half of his face. Like I don't know him, but like them in this movie are so cute together. I totally ship it. They're adorable.
Yes, they are amazing. I can't wait for next whatever they do next season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future.
You shouldn't
I also
be.
can't believe I know that's like how I say I'm excited for JJK, but I know I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
same thing with Chainsaw Man. Like I don't
Yeah.
watch an anime where when I say I'm excited, I mean like I'm excited for happier times. I'm just excited to see more and to know more. I'm not excited about crying my eyes out over some, lines drawn on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh, but yeah. Anything else? Do we have anything else to say?
If you haven't watched Demon Slayer, get on it.
Yeah, I would highly recommend. It's really good. It's very like I would say it's good. It's a very simple anime. So like there's
It's a very
still,
good beginner anime.
yeah,
It's like
don't
a
do what I
really good
did.
beginner anime.
Yeah, don't start. I mean, you can start with One Piece. I won't discourage you from that, but probably don't start with One Piece. Um but it's a very good beginner anime. It's a good like dipping your toes in. It's also, from what I've been told, is a really good like from manga to show situation.
It's
So
very
like
good. Yes,
even
very,
if
very
you
good.
wanted to dip your toes into like reading a manga and then watching a show, I've heard it's very good for that as well. Um I don't know what the English dub is like, so if you're like, well, maybe I'll just watch it in English, watch at your own risk. Um and I do like Tanjiro's voice actor, but he's like the only one I've ever heard. I've actually never heard Giyu in English. So I don't know if I could rate that. I believe when I remember I've heard snippets, it's fine, but I don't know about anybody else's voice, but Japanese is the way to go. It's also not hard to keep track of who is who and what is what kind of situation.
Hmm.
Again, it's very
It's very
linear.
simple. Yeah, it's a very good starting anime if you want to get your toes wet, or even if you've watched anime and you haven't watched it, you
Yeah.
should watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely like worth the hype. I remember Wyatt and I actually did a reaction video, which I don't know if by the time this goes out if that's going to be up or not. Um but I was actually kind of blown away with how a lot of this stuff, like visual wise, that is iconic to Demon Slayer, like Tanjiro's earrings and Tanjiro's black and green checkered kimono and Nezuko's kimono design, like how much of that literally starts with episode 1. So they're very good at like, this is going to be our signature items, and they carry that throughout the entire series. I also like to like, I mean, it's not a very long series, but I do like that nobody really has like necessarily like an outfit change. So very easy to keep track of what character is what because they're
Yes, and
wearing
they
the
all have
same
their own
thing.
little, yeah, they all have their own little special outfits.
Yeah, they have their own signature colors, a signature like little, hair accessories or the way they do their hair and stuff like that. So it's very easy to keep track and to not get lost. Also, Muzin looks like Michael Jackson. So I would watch it just for that. Literally, the second he appeared, I was like, oh, Michael Jackson? What are you doing
Michael
here?
Jackson. Yeah, just wait till the next arc because shit's about to hit the fucking fan, okay?
Yeah, which I'm excited for. Like, I
Me
know
too.
I'm gonna cry and it's gonna be probably absolutely horrendous, but I'm
Yes, it will
also
be.
really excited because, like, that's kind of like when, like, shows, like, suck you in. Because, like, listen, my favorite season so far is literally the Hashira training arc. It's getting everybody's backstories, it's getting all of the silly little things. I love stuff like that, but I also love when shit hits the fan. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, and then like everybody, like you get to see how everybody has progressed, especially because the last show arc was a training. So, everybody has been training.
You have training for this moment right here.
And yeah, and now you get to see it all full force. You get to see cool team ups, maybe team ups you never thought of, team ups you've been waiting to happen. It's just like the ball gets rolling and you got to strap in and hold
Yeah.
on for dear life.
Yep, that's how it's gonna be. I'm excited and also not excited.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited in that I can't wait to see what happens and to see how the story goes. I'm not excited because I know I will be absolutely devastated.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
oh my gosh. But like I think that's the exciting part of particularly anime in this category.
Hmm.
Like if you want something that's not going to do that, then you need to go more slice of life kind of stuff, which there's a ton of. But I've noticed like this is my kind of general genre of anime so far, is something that has some of the slower moments but definitely has a lot of really cool battles.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was really good. If you are a Demon Slayer fan and you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. Don't drink anything before the movie because you will have to pee.
Yes, you will.
I'm honestly surprised I had like a big, like 24-ounce icy throughout the movie. I'm so surprised that I did not explode.
Yeah, I was exploding.
Yeah. Yeah. Both Casey and Joe got up during the movie. But I think Joe has read the manga. Maybe. But yeah, I was like, nope, I'm locked in this seat until the movie is over. And I made it. So
You
that's what
did it.
matters. I did it. Anything else?
I think that's it. Go see it and let us know what you think.
Yes, leave your comments down below. Let us know who your favorite character is and who your favorite demon is. I'm always interested to see who's people's favorite villains.
Yes.
Um, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. It is gonna get a little wonky, possibly, for the next like month, because Casey has decided to move her entire life halfway across the country.
Yeah.
So that we may be skipping a week here and there, but don't worry, we will be in full spooky season once Casey gets settled in her new place and gets her computer out of her box. Um, but so just bear with us. So that means you should follow us on all of the social media so that you know when we will upload and when we're not, and everything else in between. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Goodbye.